Bitcoin whale, Michael Saylor, urges governments to step in and regulate crypto's parade of horribles. So we have Michael Saylor, a big Bitcoin bull, coming in talking about basically that altcoins are trash and that we need some sort of regulation to save the industry. One interesting thing that was said in this article that I thought was interesting, he claimed even rock-solid multinationals like Apple would see more volatility in their share price if there were no regulations that, for example, prevent wash trading, a practice of artificially inflating prices by trading between two wallets owned by the same party. This is the thing, and before I hand it over to Will, I understand a lot of that the Bitcoin maximalist ideology is that they don't like altcoins, they want them all to go to zero. But in my personal opinion, I think without altcoins, we wouldn't have that much. We wouldn't have this much adoption. We wouldn't have that many brand new people, especially retail people, coming into the space. Yes, there's a lot of problems with altcoins, but at the same time, without altcoins, would we have Lightning Network? Would we have all of this innovation with Bitcoin? I believe that competition forces people to do better and to build better things because they're in competition with other parties. And I don't think without these altcoins, without all these services, that Bitcoin would be where it's at today in 2022. Go ahead and take it away, Will.
Yeah, this is a really interesting story from Michael Saylor, who is the Bitcoin bull. If anyone wants to take a throwback to last year with that video.
Please, no, never again.
No, never show that video again. That's interesting thing here is you're seeing like a clash of a few different ideologies, right? You have Bitcoin maximalism, which is Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. Then you have Michael Saylor, who is a Bitcoin maximalist, but he also comes from the traditional finance world, and he knows how to use traditional finance to hyper leverage his position as a public company in order to buy Bitcoin. And then you also have like the altcoin angle, right? Where these altcoiners are saying, no, we need to innovate. We need to allow money to continue to be competitive. We need to be able to build things on top of these chains and not just use them for money. And so you're seeing a clash of three different perspectives in one place. And I'm sympathetic to each one in their own kind. It just sort of, at a certain point, they clash with each other and you have to choose which side you're on. From Michael Saylor's perspective, of course he's going to say this, right? Like he has a huge bag of Bitcoin, and it's just like Amazon stock. When you have a lot of Amazon stock, you're really in favor of Amazon putting up rules and regulations that protect Amazon at the expense of other competitors. So yes, he wants to have regulation that's going to protect his Bitcoin bag. On the other hand, I can also sympathize with Michael Saylor and look at the market conditions that have been happening for the last few weeks. And you can say, yes, it's very fair that Three Arrows Capital, Celsius, a lot of these other firms have been using Bitcoin as pristine collateral against altcoins, which altcoins typically go down 99% bear market. And you're saying that Bitcoin is going to be the loser out of that because it's getting dragged down by all these other coins that more or less do look like securities. They do look like securities. And whether you agree with securities laws or not, a lot of these coins do look like securities. They have an investor contract, they have cash flows, you can flip them, you can trade them between people. So I'm sympathetic to both sides. I do think that it is funny though, just to get these sort of articles out there and get these headlines out there that are more or less just protecting and pumping his own personal stash. Zach, I'll throw it up to you.
Yeah, he didn't pull many punches in this one. He definitely said unregistered securities like 17 times and was definitely throwing punches at other projects that he has long disliked, right? Not by name, but he's out here saying, hey, these are unregistered securities and like that someone needs to step in. There's a little bit of like regulation for thee and not for me vibes coming in on this one, which is kind of weird. Like asking for government intervention seems to be a bit at odds with some of the more, I guess, libertarian Bitcoin ethos that he's espoused in the past. But it is, I guess, worth distinguishing in the broader mainstream market between, Bitcoin and some of these other assets. They're very different. And I think, Michael Saylor, again, the Bitcoin bull. Wow, that was a nice throwback, Will. I'm going to have to tip of the cap to you on that one. That was a good one. So for him to come out and be like, hey, these are different things, and these are all not different Bitcoins. Bitcoin is its own sort of unique beast. And of course, someone with a huge financial interest in seeing Bitcoin thrive may want to create separation between Bitcoin and the slime. I think he said slime at one point that was trading in the crypto market. So there was definitely some choice language in this one. Jen, I saw your hand up.
Yeah, well, of course, Michael Saylor, I feel like, is going to say this at this time, right? All of his bets are on Bitcoin. We don't even know what MicroStrategy does anymore. And I think a lot of these issues that he's bringing up, they were around during the bull market, but as Bitcoin was flying high, he was just out there, pumping Bitcoin in the media. And so I think it's quite convenient that he's saying this now. And I think it will, and I know I have this take all the time, it will be convenient for regulators as they look at the space to have this Bitcoin maxi, who is such a supporter of Bitcoin, who made all the headlines during the bull market, to now be calling for regulation. I think they're going to take this and run with it and use it to their power to enforce regulation much quicker before we hit the next bull. I saw someone's hand go up, but I don't know whose it was. Wendy.
It was me. Just really quickly, Michael Saylor is taking out a lot of collateralized loans with his Bitcoin, and that's kind of a feature of DeFi, and DeFi kind of relates directly to altcoins. So I think it's very interesting that he has made his money and his brand and his business on purchasing Bitcoin, but utilizing collateralized loans. So just had to throw that out there, and I think we should just support each other in this industry, and that's that.